For more on this, let's bring in Otago University Professor of International Relations, Robert Patman. Robert, thanks so much for joining us tonight.
Good evening, Ingrid.
We are now 4 months into Russia's invasion, so why has NATO boosted those troop numbers now?
I think it reflects the growing nervousness amongst NATO that the war will spill over. We've had, in the last week or so, we've had direct threats by Mr. Putin's regime against Lithuania, which has applied EU sanctions to an enclave, a Russian enclave called Kaliningrad, and which is located between Poland and Lithuania. And the Russian government has said that this is a blockade, which it isn't, because they have access via the Baltic Sea. And in addition, the Russian government have made veiled threats against Lithuania. And I think the timing of the NATO announcement reflects general concern about the way the situation is developing in the Ukraine, but I think it reflects a specific concern that a NATO member is facing the prospect of direct threats.
Yeah, to that end, the NATO leaders at this Madrid summit are expected to brand Russia as a direct threat. So what are the repercussions of that definition?
I think that definition means that you can expect escalating sanctions. I think the Zelensky government will be hoping that reclassification of Russia will result in more heavy weaponry coming their way, which they are basically screaming out for. And I think even more support from NATO, all-round NATO support for the Zelensky government.
OK, what reaction can we expect then from Putin around this?
Well, I don't suppose he's going to be delighted, but I think the idea of the announcement from NATO, both classifying Russia as a direct threat to NATO, but also serving notice that the rapid deployment force will be increased to 300,000, is making it quite free that any attack, making it quite clear, I should say, that any attack on Lithuania will be very costly for Russia. And of course, it will be an escalation of the conflict.
And just very quickly, another thing on the agenda at this NATO meeting, the bid by Sweden and Finland to join. Can we expect any progress on that?
Well, we understand that negotiations are still going on, and apparently the negotiations will go on from the sidelines, and the negotiations involve Turkey, which has so far blocked the possibility of Sweden and Finland joining, but there is hope that Turkey will be satisfied by reassurances from Finland and Sweden, and therefore clear the way.
OK, a bit more to go on that one. We'll watch that space. Hey, Robert, thanks very much for your insights tonight.
Thank you.